we have a social credit score too. It's just not public.
This one specific patent tracking a person in their home. I mean, it gave a full diagram showing a person that bought an item from Walmart, and it was in specific like a Fitbit or something. And basically, it said that any smart device that you purchase from Walmart can be used, basically used against you.
Robert, you are live on Marfoogle TV. And
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, and it looks like you are talking about the Chinese social credit score. What's up with that?
So what I was going to say is we seem to bash China a lot for their whole social credit score thing. And I think that one of the problems is they're more open about it than we are, because we most definitely have one.
Oh,
it's just not.
You mean like basically
super well known.
They're telling people that they are monitoring, tracking, and whatever. Well, we hide it.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, let me put you on speaker real quick so I can hear you better. So what I was going to get into is basically, all these different corporate interests, because you know Agenda 21, right?
Yeah, we've covered it a lot on the show, actually.
All right, cool. So it's about, rationing of water and land and air and everything. And so it also talks about merging a big corporation into government. And so one place in particular, because I used to work at Walmart, and so I started looking into it a lot because I noticed a lot of weird stuff happening at Walmart. And so the deeper I looked into it, I found a specific patent. And I don't know, have you ever gone through Walmart's like patents before?
Well, no. To be honest, no. I would never think to do something like that. So you found them online or something like that?
Yeah, if you go to patents.google.com, or if you want to use like the official like federal website, you can do that. But there's so much in there; it's crazy. Like you can find so much. Like I was reading the one tracking a person in their home. It's literally called like tracking a person in their home by Walmart Apollo LLC. The Walmart Apollo is like this weird like sub branch of Walmart like research that they do, and they make it into actual products and stuff. But it's mainly about surveillance, tracking, and like RFID into every possible package they can do. That's like pretty much everything they do. It's about drones, following people, all that types of stuff. And this one specific patent tracking a person in their home. I mean, it gave a full diagram showing a person that bought an item from Walmart, and it was in specific like a Fitbit or something. And basically it said that any smart device that you purchase from Walmart can be used, basically used against you. And it specifies so much. It's hard to cover all of it. It says that your information is being saved, everything you do, all the people that you're around. And it's creating what they call a spectral profile. So instead of social credit score, they call it a spectral profile. And they have a spectral profile for each individual that comes into contact with the person that has the item. And then that connects to the Walmart server, and then they save the data. And it specifies within that patent that, other countries are allowed to access that data. And
this is,
it goes deeper than that.
So what's crazy is, so I'm on Google Patents, and it is a list of all the patents, and you can type in Walmart, and you can look at the patents they own. Like this is system and methods for facilitating a linear grid database with data, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of these. So that's what he's talking about. He's talking about it on this website. They have some extremely creepy patents. So they own the rights to this. That means if somebody else wants to make this system, they basically have to, Walmart owns the idea, everything for it. So it's really creepy. Oh, I see exactly what you're talking about. Walmart Apollo LLC, Walmart stores.
And they got the wildest stuff, man.
I completely believe you.
And so one thing that ties back into a previous stream that you did about the mosquitoes, the robot mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Walmart just so happens to have a patent on bees. I don't know if I heard that from your show or a different show, but I've ended up looking up and finding it that Walmart actually has a patent on autonomous, like a big hive of robot bees that can pollinate things, like the size of bees. Like, that blew my mind when I saw that. And it describes, a robotic bee that can fly around and pollinate things and do whatever the controller wants it to do. And so I thought of that immediately when you told.
Oh yeah. So this was
that.
March 15, 2018. It says robot drone bees. It's not a horror movie. It's a Walmart patent. This is fact, and I just put it up on the screen. It says, amid a worldwide crisis in the bee industry, 2 companies have formed a joint venture to produce honey sustainably in the UAE. This is some nuts stuff, and we're talking about drone bees, because if bees die off,
there's that word sustainability.
It's the
end of the world. And green.
Which again ties into the Georgia Guidestones as well. There's a lot of things that are coming through it, like some weird stuff.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I think they truly just want death. Like, everything. It's like the GMOs back. Just the way they treat people, everything. It just, Bill Gates talking about wanting to reduce the population by 30-something%. And then paralyzing children in India, and then Bill Gates being banned from India. Like, everything they're doing looks like they want to murder us, and nobody really cares. I tell people about it, and I tell them that.
They can do TED Talks. They can do TED Talks about it. They can go on a TED Talk and go, well, if I had my way, 30% of you would be gone. But really, no, that would be helpful for the Earth. Think about it. Let's talk about it very kindly. Are you taking notes?
And they start clapping. They love it.
Exactly. No, great call. Great point.
Wait, can I add one more thing to that, to the end of the patent thing?
Yeah, go for it.
So going deeper into that specific patent, it goes into talking about the spectral profile, and then it talks about how they're recording individual characteristics that people have. So it's like whether you are nice to your dog or not. That was one of the things they specified. And it said it can add a positive or negative magnitude to your profile, and that's saved permanently onto your profile. And this connects to other patents too. They have patents that monitor you when you come to the store, how you interact with other people, if you're a good person or a bad person. And basically what it comes down to, there's a couple of like big red flags with a T in it, and they have the right to do this now. And so it said that it can take your positive or negative magnitude, and it can apply that towards the price of goods in the store. So essentially, their characterization of you, what they think of you, politically, whatever, they can actually rig the prices of necessities based on that. And then that info is accessible by other countries and other corporations. So you can see how that could easily become a social credit thing without actually calling it social credit.
Hey,
and so
this is awesome what you're putting together, by the way. This is because the first thing he said in the very beginning of the call was, we have a social credit score too. It's just not public.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really important. That's why I want to wait so long to get on the phone and say it, because I know I tell some people about it, and they're like, oh, well, it's crazy. But, not many big people are talking about it, and it's a big deal. And one of the final things in that was it gave an example. There's a lot of examples about really invasive things, but this one in specific, it said, let's say Peter had to go to work at 6 a.m., and he had set his alarm on his Fitbit for 5 a.m., and he missed his alarm, and he wasn't at work, and 12 o'clock comes around, and it says like the server picks up that he hasn't hit the dismiss button on his alarm, and he hasn't showed up to work. So somehow it knows that he's not actually physically at work. I guess the GPS location or something. And it said that they have the right to, and they said this is what they will do, is they will call the police, law enforcement, to come to your house and do a wellness check on you, since you didn't show up to work, and you didn't hit the snooze button on your thing, or you didn't dismiss it or whatever. So they can call the police and have them come to your house, and then add all this weird negative magnitude stuff to your special profile, and then essentially end up denying you goods, just like they do in China. It's the same exact thing.
It's crazy where our country is going, and trust me, there's other countries that are just a little bit ahead of us. So this is something that we're all going to have to go through. So, well, thank you.
And last, super last thing, they do carbon footprint. That's in that one too, carbon footprint. Every smart device is collecting all the stuff from your smart devices, and they're making carbon footprint, and then they're applying that to the prices as well. I just wanted to add that one in, because that's one of the focal points.
Hold on though. How do they change? They don't change the price. I mean, it's kind of funny that the Walmart rollback prices. Is there like a guy standing there and he flips the number depending on who's standing there?
It was really weird how they worded it. So it went over about how this person has all types of smart devices at his house, and it collects all that data. And then when you go to Walmart, it was really dodgy on the wording. It could go either way. It was like, based on your positive or negative magnitude, we could give you a better offer on something, or the opposite, or something like that. And it really seemed like,
well, maybe it's something that hasn't fully kicked in yet, or maybe it would more so affect online shopping, because everybody's now it's getting to the point where people grocery shop online. People don't even walk into the store. It's shipped tomorrow. I can't believe, like, I never have done online shopping, just never. I always thought, man, if I can go into a store and buy it, why get it online and wait weeks? Well, then shipping things, right. Once Amazon came along, now it was like, oh, get it within 2 days. I still thought, why, when I can go to a store, talk to a human being, get it, and walk home with it? Then it's to the point where it's like, if you order in the next 2 hours, we can have it to you by lunch. Or they're like, if you order in the next 15 minutes, we can punch you in the face tomorrow. It's like, whoa, hold on here. I don't want that quick. And then they're like, it's already in your mailbox. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't push send yet. And they're like, sorry, well, you wanted to return it? Fine. And then they look at you funny. But what I'm saying is, right. Before Amazon, now online is taking over everything, to the point where I went to Fred Meyer, which in the East Coast, you probably don't know what Fred Meyer is. I think it has a different name over there. Kroger is over in the East Coast.
Oh, yeah. I know Kroger is.
Yeah. So Kroger over here is Fred Meyer. It's owned by the same people. I went in there for socks, and I've gotten socks there a million times, and they go, oh no, we don't have socks. And I'm like, what? Like, half of the stores cut out socks, they cut out clothes, they cut out all sorts of stuff, and they were like, well, we just couldn't compete. And I said, really?
That's crazy.
And they literally cut out the clothes in like half of their stores. They cut out everything else because nobody wants to go into a store and try on clothes. I mean, they even have services where they bring you a box of clothes, you try them on, and you put them in the box and send them back if they don't fit. I just think it's nuts.
Yeah, man.
It's like Netflix
and
for
they're
everything.
Trying to get people out of they're getting them out of normal situations. I mean, I can't imagine what a future generation is going to be like. Being 100% raised on the internet, like not having any normal interaction with anything. It's like everything is like trying to point towards this whole technocratic thing, and it's just, I can't imagine it. No interaction whatsoever.
You just reminded me of this photographer that's on YouTube. He had a model, and he's talking to the model, and he was trying out a Fuji film camera instead of the normal Sony, and he didn't know how to work it, and he goes, how do I check my histogram? And he's like trying to figure out, he's like, how do I check my histogram? And like the model, who's like 20, says, wow, your camera has Instagram? And like, it was just so funny. It's like, oh my God, people are so, it's just, our generations are just falling greatly. Well, thank you for calling, Robert. I really appreciate you, and I hope you call in again. Please call in with another subject. Call in whenever you can, okay? And if you would like to join the Foogle Fam community, so this is really easy. I announced the Marfoogle News alerts. If there is something that is really, if we get taken off, or if we get word from above or any of our many sources that something's about to go down, we are actually going to be doing the Marfoogle alerts. So you can either get a part of the Discord, and basically what you can do is, if you don't want to be a part of the Discord, you can still get the alerts. All you have to do is go to marfooglenews.com. But where Discord comes in is you can actually join your state group, which we just added countries as well, like France and Mexico, and you can prep with people of like-minded nature on there and actually talk about it and plan stuff. Because the thing is if you think about it, in our regular world, we don't have something like this. It's not like you can, I mean, you might be able to go and and talk to a local kind of group of 3 or 4 people that kind of, prep and all this. But we're talking about, we are over 4,000 members just in this group, and there's a lot of hardcore people in here. Some of our biggest groups are, like I said, 50 people meeting at each other's houses and having fun and really getting to know each other. And they're all under the same umbrella of, hey, let's at least get some basic preparing done and make friends at the same time. All you have to do to join that or get the Marfoogle alerts, which, by the way, if we get totally cut off, if we get cut out of here, you will still get the alerts. Go to marfooglenews.com. It takes a day to 2. We add you manually, so keep that in mind. And there's an exclusive military channel. Just the Discord military channel is up to, I think, 150, I believe. And those are all retired or current active military. And again, do not try to go in there stolen valor style. If you are not a vet or if you're not current military, don't go in there. Don't disrespect them like that. They are vetting you. So they will ask you questions, and if you don't get it wrong, you will not only be kicked out of the Discord, you'll be kicked out of our entire group. We don't respect that.